All right, let's see if we are live streaming. So I thought today that I would pop on and do a quick little live stream with you guys, and I need to just double check that we are actually broadcasting. So right now I am broadcasting to YouTube and to a couple different Facebook pages, if this is all working well, and YouTube. However, I can't see them all. New software, I'm testing out Ecamm Live without the Restream software. So there we go. So what we're going to do is today I want to show you guys, this is for real estate agents. Oh, I am live. Okay. I want to specifically talk today about how to create real estate community pages using ChatGPT. So if you haven't already seen, I do have a course for real estate agents. It's called ChatGPT for Real Estate. You can find that at ballenacademy.com. I also have ChatGPT for bloggers. You can also find that at ballenacademy.com. But I'm always coming on here giving you guys freebie stuff anyway as well. So I thought today would be fun to do a ChatGPT for real estate related specifically to how to create community pages. So I don't think I can actually see your chats on here right now. So I may not be able to get to your questions. Oh, I see a bunch of you. Can I get to your get to chats? Maybe, maybe not. All right, well, keep typing them in. If I can't see them here, I'll go back to the channel after and answer you guys if you have any questions. Oh, I got it. Hey, I see Jay. Okay, perfect. All right, I don't know where that feed is coming from at the moment. I think it's YouTube, but I can see you. All right, so super exciting. So if you have not yet jumped on ChatGPT, I'm here to tell you that early adopters are going to win. This is our opportunity to use AI technology to our advantage and be the early adopters, the ones that learn it from the get-go. We're going to be the game changers. We're going to be the ones that have the advantage. I'm already building entire websites using ChatGPT. So we can create real estate market reports. We can create every page on our website. We can ask ChatGPT to tell us how to create a profile. We can have ChatGPT create our social media posts, video scripts. It's absolutely amazing. But today we're going to do one strategy specifically, and that is community pages that you can go put on your website or on your blog or wherever it is that you're posting this information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to share my screen here. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring me back on. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right. So we need to get over to the ChatGPT screen. So let me make sure that we are there. Okay. So to get to ChatGPT, in this particular case, we're going to use the desktop application. And ChatGPT was created by OpenAI. The language models, there's a bunch of different language models. There's a whole lot of different AI language models and applications to access it. So today I'm just specifically talking about ChatGPT. You can find that over at chat.openai.com. This is a free platform. There is a $20 upgrade if you want it. I do pay for the $20 upgrade. That gives me access to the most recent updated model 4.0. It also keeps me from getting kicked out as often. I can get in quicker, and it's much faster, and the output is actually different. So for me, I do like the ChatGPT 4.0, but don't pay for it until this is something that you know you're going to use, okay? All right, so here's the basics of what we do here. Inside ChatGPT, if you've never seen this before, it's basically a conversational chat bot that answers questions for us, okay, that we can turn into content, or it takes our instructions. So if you just pretend that this is your assistant, you're going to be able to instruct ChatGPT to help you build anything. I created an entire ebook for home buyers using ChatGPT, a home seller's guide, checklists, all kinds of lead magnets. The opportunities are endless, but we want to converse with ChatGPT like we would a human. Okay. We're not using code like we do when we're building websites. So you don't have to be overwhelmed. That being said, the better you get at prompting ChatGPT, the better the output is. So you want to spend some time playing around with it. I'll ask it to do something and it'll give me a result, and then I'll change it from a question to a command instead of putting that question mark at the end, and it completely changes the output. So when you get comfortable with that dialogue, you'll start to understand that stuff a little bit better. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start like this. I'm in Vegas. I serve the Las Vegas area, my real estate team, Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Summerlin, Boulder City, all of those. So right here, I'm going to type in, give me 50 neighborhoods in Las Vegas. Now you could say, there's a reason I'm putting in 50. If I say, in fact, let me show you. If I say, give me a list of neighborhoods in Las Vegas, let's look at the output. It gave us 15. Now, you could say, keep going. Hold on, let me just get that. There we go. And it'll keep going. But if you actually ask for a number right from the get-go, you'll get a more complete list right away. And if you have 100 neighborhoods, you can put in 100. It's up to you. What I'm doing is on my website, I am building a one pillar post that's going to have it's already there, but I'm improving on it, has all of the neighborhoods listed. And I'm separating mine by area of town. So we have a few cities we serve and then the area of town. You could do zip codes, whatever it is that your place is known for. Because what I know is this, when buyers contact us, they often will say to us already, well, we're moving to Las Vegas. We're kind of thinking Summerlin or Green Valley. They research neighborhoods ahead of time. So what we want to do is we want them to find us. We want them to find our website when they are researching neighborhoods. So I'm building a pillar post that has all of the communities on it. And these can be sorted by master plan communities, gated communities, whatever it is, 55 plus retirement communities, golf course communities. And then that goes out and links out to each one of the neighborhood pages. Then the neighborhood page is built out with all of this content, which is what I'm showing you today. Then each of those little neighborhood pages point back up to that pillar post that has all of the community pages. And then each one of those little neighborhood pages is passing some link equity back up to the pillar post, which helps that pillar post rank higher on Google. So it's a topic cluster, essentially. All right. So you could say, give me a list of 100 neighborhoods in Las Vegas. Or I could say, give me a list of retirement communities. Give me a list of neighborhoods in such and such zip code. However, so because I said 100, look what it's doing. It's giving me much more right out of the gate. And for those of you that are wondering right now, I'm just using the 3.5, the free one. I don't even have it on the paid one right now. And it's doing an excellent job. I'm watching you on Facebook too, so if you have a comment, I might be able to catch it while I'm on here. Let me just make this public so you guys can all see it. If you are watching on Facebook, let me know. I don't know if the comments come in. If you're on YouTube, let me know that you're here on YouTube. Because the YouTube comments like, oh, now I see a Facebook one. Perfect. So I guess it is all working. Man, they really upgraded the software. I'm impressed. I used to have to pay for multiple software to live stream. Now I'm doing it all from one platform, which is phenomenal. Okay. So now once you get a list, you can use this list to start building out that pillar post that I was talking about. Okay. In Vegas, there is a very well-known neighborhood called Summerlin. That's actually, I bought in there from the very first village in 1992, and I lived there for 30 something years before buying a house just outside of Vegas in Boulder City. So I know Summerlin well, so I like to use it as my example here because I can tell if the data is correct when it's producing it, okay? So I'm going to go with Summerlin. Now let's go down here and we're going to say to ChatGPT, this is how we build a real estate community page using ChatGPT. I'm going to say something like this. Tell me more about Summerlin. Oh, got another person from Vegas, huh? The raging unprofessional. I'm afraid to ask what you do. You can definitely let us know. If you are a real estate agent and you're hopping on here, let us know where you're watching from. Okay, so look what it says. So tell me more about Summerlin. And by the way, if you're not a real estate agent, this could be used for anything. This is just an example of something we can create a blog post about or a web page on our. This could be a product. This could be software. This could be a supplement. This could be anything. So in our case, I said, tell me more about Summerlin. And it says Summerlin is a master plan community located in the western part of Las Vegas, developed by Howard Hughes. The company spans over 22,500 acres and is home to over 100,000 residents. So what I would do when I look at something like this is I would go down and kind of fact check it. Make sure that these are correct. Now, if you've never fact checked with ChatGPT, watch this. So this is a cool hack. I have a Chrome extension called Web Chat GPT plugged in here. It's free. If you go to the Google Chrome store, just go to Google and type in Chrome store, and you type in Web Chat GPT. After you download that plugin and you've got it turned on, all I have to do is toggle this little button right here, and now I'm on the web. Now ChatGPT is connected to the web. Okay. Now it'll get really weird if I start trying to use the web and ChatGPT research at the same time. So what I will usually do is just open a new chat to run the internet so it doesn't mess up the one I'm working on. So it would look something like this. So I would take this text, and let's say I want to fact check this one. It was developed by the Howard Hughes Corporation and named after Howard Hughes' grandmother. So I don't know if that's true. So maybe I need to check, because here's what happens. My cat's meowing. ChatGPT creates content based on probability. So it understands concepts. It's not a real-time researcher. And a lot of people think that everything that ChatGPT produces is factual, and it's actually not. A lot of times it goes off of probability and is giving incorrect information. So anytime I see something that looks like a fact that isn't something I know firsthand, I want to go over and do some sort of a search to fact check that. So what I do is I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to open a new chat, and I'm going to type this in. So Summerlin was developed. So it's just kind of a stat. Now I'm going to turn on the web. See how I'm toggling that on? And then I'm going to run this. What I'm looking for is I want ChatGPT to go find sources to verify that fact. If it cannot find a source, it will say, I don't think this is correct. I could not find sources to support that fact. And then I know I better really go do some research because it's not coming up, okay? So here's your sources. Look at all these sources. So got something here about the elementary school, and it mentions Summerlin. Here's another one. Here's another one. Look at this. Meet Jean Amelia Summerlin, the community's namesake. So there's enough stats on here now, Wikipedia, that I now believe that to be true. So I would go ahead and leave that in there. But if I didn't know, I'm going to go run that fact check. You can also go use Google, but the fact that we've got this access is amazing. Okay. All right. Now let me show you how to elaborate on this so that we can make this more of a traditional article style page for our website or for wherever it is that you're blogging on. Okay. So now I'm going to say, you can even start from scratch and do this, or you could continue on from here. Let's pretend we already know we're writing about Summerlin and we're starting from scratch. Here's a sample prompt that I would use. So for those of you who've never used ChatGPT, when you type something in here, it's called a prompt. People who develop prompts, like I develop prompts, people who develop prompts are called prompt engineers. They're saying this is going to be one of the highest paid jobs coming up. Prompt engineers, people that really figure out how to put that command in a structure to get the best results, called prompt engineering, okay? So noun prompt engineer, verb prompt engineering, we're giving this a prompt or a command, okay? So I'm going to say, write an article about Summerlin, Las Vegas. Tell me about the schools, the houses, the parks. I could say real estate. I could say weather, shopping, dining, right? Or we could even do something like this. I'm going to save that prompt real quick. Watch this. We're going to ask ChatGPT a question. I'm a real estate agent. I want to create a community page on my website for buyers who may want to move here but don't know where don't know which neighborhood. See how conversational this is? Just chatting. Okay. Tell me what to include. So if you literally start something, you just don't know where to go. I want to build a home buyer's guide and don't know how to do it. Tell me how to do it. I want to create a better profile for my LinkedIn profile. Tell me how to do it. Ask ChatGPT to tell you how to do anything. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. All right, so here's what it's saying. Give an overview of the area. Give neighborhood profiles, local attractions, lifestyle information, real estate market trends, testimonials. Okay, now that was for community. Let's see if we change the word. So what I'm doing now, if you go back up to your original prompt and you click that pencil, it will edit the original prompt and remove everything that came after it. The reason why that's a good strategy is because ChatGPT reads all the way, reads up. I don't even know how many words now. It was 3,000 words. It's probably much more, but it reads all the way up. So if you start giving it too much context, it can get convoluted. So we oftentimes just want to go back and change our original prompt. So we know what it says now about community page. Let's see if we said neighborhood. Does it change anything? Create a neighborhood page. I like to mess around with those words a little bit to see if our output changes. Okay, it did. It did change a little bit. Look at that. So now we've got schools. I don't think we had schools on the first one. Amenities, crime rates, testimonials, photos, and videos. So it's kind of telling us what to put on there. Okay. So if you don't know, then play around with that a little bit. But our original prompt, we had this. So let's add amenities. I didn't think about that, right? Amenities. I said parks and whatnot, but let's do that. Amenities. We're not going to do crime rates. Why? Because real estate agents, fair housing regulations, it's not our job to produce crime rates. I'm going to leave that out of there. I got schools in there. We've got real estate. All right, I'll put in a little bit about the market. Let's see what it does. Okay, now we're going to hit enter. Oh, I forgot one thing. So if you forget something, click stop generating. And here's the most important piece of this whole puzzle. At the end, I'm going to put use markdown format. That little verbiage, you could say use markdown language, markdown format, is what creates this with those proper headings, the H1, the H2s, H3s, H4s, makes it look like a proper article. Without that, you just get text, right? You see that? If there's no headings, nothing's bold, nothing stands out. We want to make sure that's in there. So now click save and submit. Okay. And did I forget to mention Summerlin? I guess I did. So I'm a real estate agent. I want to create a neighborhood page. Okay, here we go. I'm a real estate agent. I want to create a neighborhood page. I know what I did. Changed my prompt. Okay, and amenities. And then we'll say use markdown language. Save and submit. There we go. Okay, so there's our title. Discovering Summerlin, Las Vegas, a guide to schools, houses, parks. I'm going to change that. That's too run on of a title. Okay, so here's what it gives us now. It gives us a small paragraph about schools, a small paragraph about houses and real estate, small section about parks. This is where everybody's going to go wrong. You're going to take so many agents that I see or content creators, whatever, are taking the basics of this article and they're publishing it without diving in deeper. We want to dive in much deeper. But first, see how it stops? We want it to finish. So we're going to put continue. Oh, it worked. That's cool. I like this, what this software has done. It's enabling us to do better communication here on a live stream. Perfect. Okay, so now we let it finish. If I were to test it, run this now, right now through like Grammarly or something, that's probably what, 400 to 500 words. That's the standard that you're going to get when ChatGPT is just producing something straight out of the gate like that. So now what I go back and do is I'll do this. See where it says schools? I will either start a new chat to build a longer section on schools, or I might ask ChatGPT on this page to elaborate on schools. I'll just tell you how I normally do it. I normally open a new chat and work with each section in its own chat. The reason why is so that it doesn't get convoluted as it keeps going. So instead, what I would do here is I would just take this little section about schools. I would go to a new chat and I would put create an article, use markdown format, and then I'm just going to paste in that little paragraph. See, now we're getting this nice, meaty, I use the word meaty all the time. That's not a technical blogging term. We're getting a very robust, rich section now that we are going to be able to go back and use for our community page. So the best practice for this is to use some other external editor. You can edit. Grammarly is okay. I don't like how it handles the structure when we copy over from an AI tool to Grammarly. If you're using something like Surfer SEO or Jasper, or you have another form of editor, this is the part where I would go start that editor. You also could just do it in your regular blog. You can just start pasting this in your blog if you want to do it that way. So what I would do is, this is what my community page is right here. I'm kind of going back and forth. It's called, let's give it a better title. I'm going to say, give me a better, shorter title. Discovering Summerlin, a guide to the Las Vegas master plan community. Perfect. If you want more, you can say, give me 10 of those. And it'll give you 10 different ideas on how to title that blog. Okay. So I'd go over to my editor now. I don't think I'm logged in right now, or I'd show you. Let me just check. I'm going to guess that I'm probably not, and I don't want to try logging in. Let me see if my Lori Ballin one is open. Nope. Okay. I'm not going to mess with that. So what we would do is, we would take this, blog. I would go in and I would paste that title into my editor, whatever my website is. And then underneath that, there's a cat on my screen. Hello, Gaby. Hey, say hi to everybody. This is Gabe. Gabriel. Say hi. Hi, Gabe. He's a big boy now. Part Maine Coon, we think. Okay. All right. Hey, Chris, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, this type of stuff that I'm teaching applies to anything, right? I mean, we say real estate, and the reason why I teach real estate is because I'm a real estate agent too, and I've been teaching real estate since 2007-ish. But it's just the same application. You just take whatever it is that you're doing and you roll this into something else. Let's just say I am a digital marketer and I'm creating a blog about real estate platforms. It would work the same way. You're going to go in there and tell it to create something for you, and then you're going to expand on each paragraph, right? So for real estate agents, this is community pages. For anybody else, it could be whatever it is that you're blogging about. So I would take this whole blog and I would paste this over into my editor, and then I would work through one section at a time. Here we did the top rated schools. I would copy this whole section right here and then replace schools. In fact, let's try it in here. Replace the schools section with this text. Now it should rewrite the article. Nah, it's getting too messy. There's too many things in there. But if you're copying over to an editor, which is the way I do it, it's very simple. Now, just wherever you have this section in, you would just highlight it and you would just paste in all that information about schools. And then by the time that you get to the end of this, you will have a community page that's at least 1,500 words long. So let's take a look at houses and real estate. So I do the same thing here. Go over, start a new chat, write an article, use markdown format, paste in the information about how. So now look, so now we're getting a whole section about housing. You literally, if you have a community like, for example, Summerlin for me is a massive neighborhood. I've built entire websites around Summerlin. I literally could take each one of these sections and make it its own blog. But if I'm trying to create a long form pillar post, right, or skyscraper post, whatever you want to call it, this is easily 1,500 to 3,000 words long by the time I'm done with it. So it talks about housing. Now, here's another huge tip. Please, if you get anything out of me today from this live stream, this is the one thing I want you to hear. No matter what you create, at the end, ask ChatGPT how to make it better. How do I make this better? Or how can I make it more helpful? Or what should I have included that I didn't. No matter what you create, ask this. Watch what it says. Schools, healthcare. There's something we missed. We didn't, that's something that can be on there. Transportation, that's another thing that could be on there. Okay. So every time you create something. Now, but in this particular article, I noticed it really didn't list much about the home builders. Okay. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, tell me more about the Summerlin home builders. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because in my neck of the woods, Summerlin is, and they've been building since 92, but it was all new construction up until, I think they're still building. I think they'll still be building for a while. So I might want to have it make a list of the home builders. Now you'll notice I said, tell me more about the Summerlin home builders, and it didn't give me great info. But what if I do this? Tell me more about the Summerlin home builders. What neighborhoods they build in. What else would we ask about the home builders? Type of construction, type of homes. And then I'm going to use markdown format. So anytime you only get a few paragraphs, go in and add that, use markdown format, and it's going to make it much more in depth. So there we go. So home builders, the types of homes, neighborhoods. Now I'm still not getting exactly what I want. So let's try another prompt. Let's go back up here and I'm going to say, give me a list. See, watch how I change that prompt. Give me a list of home builders in Summerlin. Ah, so much better. Maybe I wanted to elaborate. Elaborate. Use markdown format. Oh, that's what I was looking for. You see, you got to poke and play with those prompts. You got to massage those prompts to get what you want out of it. Ah, beautiful. Amazing. That's what I was looking for. And I could even dive into this so much deeper. But now let's see if it'll add that to the article. Might be too much, but let's see. Yeah, I just kind of repeated that. So I would just work with my editor. I would take all of this and then I would add that list of homes somewhere to the middle. Now watch what else you could do. See here where it says amenities? I'm going to say list the most popular amenities in Summerlin. Watch this. In a table format. It's going to change everything. So now it puts it all in a table. That table can be, we want that to maybe keep going. That table can be copied over to a spreadsheet. Okay, golf courses. Now that just inspired me. Summerlin is really known for its golf courses. So over here on our neighborhood page, did I mention golf courses? I don't think I did. So I'm kind of going to go back and look at our real estate community page. I'm going to play around with that and say, did I mention anything about golf courses? I didn't. So same thing. I'm going to work with a new chat. Tell me all about the Summerlin golf courses. Use markdown format. It's endless, you guys. Endless. Absolutely endless. Okay. The one other thing I want to tell you before I let you go that I think is also very, very important is you can feed ChatGPT any information that you want it to use. You're basically training ChatGPT on the data you want it to use so that it then learns that data and then gives it back to you in a different format, at least for the occurrence of you being on here right now. It's not saving it. It's not memorizing it for later. That's a whole nother story. And I know we're going to get to that point, but on ChatGPT, it's only for this instant. Okay. So you're going to train it and then it'll forget it after, but for this instant, it'll use it. So for example, let's say we want to know more about the Summerlin golf courses. You could go over to Google and you could type in Summerlin golf courses. So look at this list of golf courses. That's an amazing list right there. So here's golfsummerlin.com. Here's Retire Better Now, TripAdvisor, Yelp. I might actually want to go right to the Summerlin website and use something from there. But if I don't know which site I want to go to, I can just pick one in the beginning and I'm taking a look. And what I'm looking for is maybe something that's got a bunch of information about the golf courses. Okay, that one's not so hot. Let's look at another one. I know in my case, in this, I would go right to the Summerlin website. How many golf courses are in Summerlin? There's a good question. Let's look at this one. Top 10 Summerlin golf courses. I heard a comment, but have you ever used Keywords Everywhere plugin? It has prompt templates. Everything now has got pretty much got ChatGPT plugged into it. I have not, because I use SEMrush, so I haven't played with Keywords Everywhere. Chris, I see your question. So I haven't, but it is really cool now that we can get ChatGPT rolled into just about anything anymore. Love it. I love that access. Okay, this is a good one. So watch this little hack. Okay, so retirebetternow.com has a great list of all these golf courses. Okay. Well, not a great list, but they have some. Let's just say you're starting from scratch. You could literally copy, paste into ChatGPT to feed it that info. We're not going to duplicate their content. It's just training ChatGPT basically on what this web page has on it. Another thing you can do though is I have a really cool Chrome extension browser, a Chrome extension, and it's right here. And there's other ones like it. This one is called SEO Pro extension by Marketing Syrup. It's a free Chrome extension, SEO Pro extension. You can go to any page, click export page copy. It's now going to turn whatever's on this web page to text. Okay. So all I do again, click here, export page copy, and I'm going to save it to my downloads. And it's now turning that into text. Okay. Now, what I want to do now is I want to feed that to ChatGPT. So I'm just going to, starting off at the top golf course there, scroll all the way down, copy over, feed it to ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, write an article, use markdown format, and let's see what it does. Paste in the article. Did not get what I wanted there. Hold on. Write an article, use markdown format. Let me try something else here. I'm going to try to summarize it first. Write an article, use markdown format. There it goes. Don't know why I didn't do it the first time. So it's basically us training. This isn't the same as rewriting or spinning an article. We're basically training ChatGPT on that list and the basics, and then it's going to give it back to us in a bunch of additional information. It's going to pull from its own database of information to elaborate on these. We still want to fact check, but you could do this with as many text files as you need to put this in to get your community page out of it. Okay. So that's another idea. Now, somebody did ask me earlier, I was zoomed in today to a Florida real estate office, and somebody asked, if we all put in the same thing, does it give us duplicate content? It doesn't. It actually rewrites it in originally every single time. I run these all through my plagiarism checker, so I know this for a fact. That being said, it's the only way to make your content unique is to do what I just did. You see how I took one little generic blog and I turned it into all these separate sections where we essentially said, create a whole article. And then that whole article is now going to get copied over to the editor. And each one of those sections is that article we created. That's how you get 1,500 words, 2,000 words, 3,000 words, 4,000 words, 5,000 words. If you tell ChatGPT to create a 3,000 word article, it doesn't. So you really need to dive into those sections and then keep asking yourself, how do I make this more helpful? You could go in and say, add bullet points to each golf course listing the features. Look at that. Now it's going to have each one be bullet points. The key now is just go work within your editor to copy those things over. And if I'd have said use markdown format, it would have put those in inappropriate headings, right? So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you guys today. That was fun. I'm going to go jump in my pool now and have a little afternoon swim time. But I thought it would be fun to go on here live with you. I wanted to test the new software. This software, for those of you that are live streamers, I'm using one software now, and it's live streaming to Facebook, it's live streaming to YouTube, it'll live stream to LinkedIn, and I don't have to anymore have that restream connection anymore, which is so super cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed it, and I'm Lori Ballin in Las Vegas, LoriBallin.com. Talk to y'all later.